Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man.
Cornbread! Cornbread! Touchdown, Detroit Lions!
Drink it in, man. Drink it in, man.
Detroit Koolaid, Detroit Koolaid drinkers, I am feeling good. Things are wonderful. The Detroit Lions, with a big old DUBSKI against the Minnesota Vikings, won the NFC North, #1 seed, bye week. I mean, what else can we say? Well, we got lots to say because we're here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast serving up the delicious Honolulu blue flavored Kool-Aid. Say it 3 times fast.
Drink it in, drink it in, drink it in, man.
Double-sided cornbread.
Cornbread! Cornbread!
And I can't do the show. I can't do a victory show. I can't talk about this team. I can't talk about the best team in the National Football League without the one, the only. You guys can find him on the Twitterverse at Chops in the D. Choppy Chop, you're back. You're ready. Let's talk some football. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, Okri, are you feeling like a king? Are you feeling like the king in the north? Maybe you're feeling like the king in the NFC. Woo! 15-2, baby. We got to get the hashtag Choppy Likey is out right away. What a season. What a game. That was the recording. I'll give it to you live again. Woo! Love it. Lions, let's go.
Oh, man. Choppy, you're a little rusty off the top. I got to admit, you're bringing in gimmicks, but you're not giving me space to drop the Kings of the North for all the people out there that couldn't hear it.
The king in the north. The king in the north.
Then you're doing your gimmicks live, which we love, but I got to admit, they're good. They're not as good as either this.
Woo! Hashtag Choppy Liking.
A little more crispy, a little more on point, but we're off to a good start. You got some things in. You're talking about this football team. Chops, let's get right into it. We don't have time to mess it around. We have a new drop, and it's very applicable to this game against the Vikings. A lot of people heard this from the Okri solo, but it's going to be a new fixture here on the show. You guys know what it is. Easy dub for the line. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Easy dub for the Lions. That was the live version, by the way. Choppy Chop, man, this game, I got to admit, I was confident. I was nervous. I was anticipatory. I was like making sure nothing got wrong. I was even wondering, like, what if my power goes out? What if my stream doesn't work? I can't miss this ball game. And sure enough, man, it came. Everything was silky smooth. Absolutely incredible how this game went down. We'll get into it. But what a load off the shoulders to get this easy dub for the Lions.
Okay. You know, it's amazing, but also like, who would have thunk that we would have been here 8 years ago, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years? Like, I had so much confidence going into this game. Like, I know, like, okay, let's put up the clown shows of 5 out of 6 experts are picking the Vikings to beat the Lions. Like, let's put all that out there. Like, it's so funny. I had, again, I think my prediction was like a 40 burger to a 30 something. Like, I even compensated. I gave him a 10-point DUBSKI. I even gave the Vikings way too much credit. And Dan freaking Campbell, Ben Genius, and Aaron Great just put on a masterclass of how to take down the North, to take down the NFC, lock up the #1 seed, rolling in the playoffs. We ain't resting people, folks. We ain't doing any of that nonsense. We're going full bore. Anzo was back. Thor, Fabio, ready to go with the flow. It was just a great, just a fantastic game. I mean, again, I feel like we gave the Vikings even too much credit, and we just came into the game and mollywopped them. Let's dive right into the summary here. Oak, you want to kick us off right in the first quarter with ya boy, Jahmyr Gibbs?
We might as well do it, man, because like you said, lots of boola before this game going against our team. So sure enough, I mean, kind of a ho-hum first quarter, but late in the first quarter, I mean, a little handoff. I think he kind of bursts out to the left side. I mean, he wears number 26. He's our running back. He's the only guy back there but doing big things the last few weeks. He's also how should I put this? How should I say this? A multi-dimensional, positionless, elite weapon. Jahmyr Gibbs, 25-yard touchdown, 7-zip Lions. I mean, gotta love that start, but choppy chop. We got 2 field goals from Will Reichert. We're shaking in our boots. 7-6, kind of late in the second quarter, but then tell the people what happened.
Oh, you queued it up great there. I like how you didn't make us wait for it with the Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown there. That was fantastic.
I had one hater on Twitter that said I either need to do a long pause or just get right to it, so I obliged that time, but there'll be wait for it in the future.
They hate us because they ain't us, Oakley. That's all I'm going to say. So, again, we get the ball back, I think, with like 20 seconds left. And Minnesota, I think they kick it out of bounds. Just total flubber buster. They kick that late field goal to make it close. And 20 seconds, and they're just like, oh, yo, hody hum, kick it out of bounds. All of a sudden, my boy, Jared Goff, there was a dime down the field. We pick up a quick 20, I think. Then we pick up another quick 10. And then, wouldn't you know it, the great Natalie Sparbeck's boy, Jake Bates, comes out and kicks a 48-yard field goal to give us a 10-6 lead. And we know that we love Jake Bates. We know that the great Natalie Sparbeck still owes him an apology, but loves Jake Bates. And he just drills it right down the middle. 10-6 going into half.
Chops, we have to at least spend 1 minute on, well, why is there not a public apology from the great Natalie Sparbeck? I've called her out many a times. Jake Bates continues to produce. He's absolutely incredible. He's now a ever-living meme, and she can't just say, hey, I was sorry, I missed that one, I messed up. I mean, how many times have we come on this show and done that? I mean, not many, to be honest.
Jake Bates laid down on the field and stared off into the distance as if he was looking in the Twitterverse, staring the great Natalie Sparbeck in the eyes, and doing his thing, we know the meme, waiting for his apology. And it was like, he thought it was coming. It hasn't come yet. We're waiting for it at the great Natalie Sparbeck. We are waiting for it. Jake Bates is waiting for it. He's eagerly anticipating it. We're not going to get into it. This is a family show, but I'm just saying, you owe him an apology.
I mean, he was licking his lips waiting for the apology. I mean, that's the least she could do. I mean, I think Natalie Sparbeck, the great Natalie Sparbeck, she's out there, like, she's at the game, she's tweeting out, her friend almost caught the Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown ball in the crowd. She's got takes, she's got opinions. For some reason, she likes Adam Rank of all people. I mean, the only thing that's I don't even know what to say about Adam Rank, except that's exactly what all of his takes are. Rank. The guy's terrible at everything. He's absolutely terrible, right, Charles?
That's terrible.
So that's her one flaw. That and not apologizing to Jake Bates. But, Chops, we can't go... I know we usually hit on the scoring plays. Again, 7-6, then Jake Bates. They have the out of bounds. Your boy throws a couple... 10-6 heading into half. But we can't just break, put some commercials, go on to another segment yet, because... what about the defense? I mean, we had turnovers from your boy Jared Goff. We had them deep in our territory multiple times, and I mean, what can we say about Amik? DAWG, Amik Robertson all over the field, D'ing up on JJ. We were getting like defensive stops. I mean, they were throwing the football and we're just manning up on all their fancy weapons that they got. Didn't matter. There was nothing in me that thought that's the game plan we're gonna have. That's what we were gonna do. Or the fact that we get out of this first half and TBD if you ask me, but we'll see how they played later. I think they played well because the Vikings didn't find the end zone now or later. Great candy, by the way. So like, that was incredible. Like, we're playing pass defense this good and getting after the quarterback. Oh, baby. I mean, who saw that coming?
Oh, baby!
Unbelievable.
Okri, I think the stat is like 0 for 4 in the red zone on touchdowns. I mean, and we're not talking about like the fringe. I mean, I think at one point they like we had like down and goal to go. They were like 0 and 8 in downs in goal and 0 to go. Like, are you kidding me? How is that possible? But you're right. Amik was all over Justin Jefferson. We got to hear about it on how they've been battling each other for years, all the way back to high school. But Sam Darnold remembered that he was Sam Darnold in this game. 18 for 41, like sacked twice, I think a QB rating of 55, like just an absolute dog pony show from Sam Darnold. But again, I think it's because we forced him. We were all over him. He started seeing ghosts again. You saw the meme up there. Here's Sam Darnold in his Jets uniform watching ghosts. But we got good pressure on him. Aaron, great, dialed up the perfect game plan. And again, Amik Robertson all over Justin Jefferson. Even Justin Jefferson was frustrated. I mean, what was it? 3 catches on 9 targets for 54 yards. But Justin Jefferson in the biggest game of your life. Really? Okay. Like, just a great performance by the defense. And I will admit, they bailed us out a couple times deep in the enemy territory. So, man, what a great performance in that first half, and it continued on in the second half as well.
And what you said is like they weren't at the 20. These were like inside the 10, first down, and we're not only getting off the field. I kept tweeting out, that's a turnover, people. Either on downs, missed kicks, whatever it was. Like, we're getting turnovers just by our defense, not even getting the football. So, I mean, absolutely incredible performance. Aaron Great, as you said. I feel like a little bit that it was Aaron Great because this worked. Because if Aaron Great comes out and says we're going to man up on everybody and leave everybody on islands and we got sliced, diced, roasted, toasted, and extra crispy, it wouldn't be going so well for him right now. But, hey, he knows his players. He knew what they were capable of. Never would have dreamed up this in my life. But, yeah, 10-6, incredible first half by the defense. And you saw at Derek Okri on the Twitterverse said, all right, here we got to get it together on the offense, score a couple times early, put them away late, and get that win. I mean, you know what we're going for. Easy dub for the line. I mean, that's what the hope was, but we needed some points. So we come out in the third quarter. I mean, whoop-de-doo, another 51-yard field goal by the rookie from Alabama. But, Chops, I'll let you take this one. I mean, another 13-yard score from our running back, who, before I throw it to you, I just want to remind you that he's elite. There you go.
Oh, okay. I'll add it. Weapon. Actually, this one was a nice little catch from my boy, Jared Goff. 13 plays, 70 yards down the field, I think right after they scored their field goal. A nice toss over to Jimmy Gibbs, the elite weapon. I think is he multi-dimensional or maybe positionless? Either way, he was in the end zone again, and that was the second time he was in the end zone again to give us a 17-9 lead. And then that just queued up and continued on in the fourth quarter because, again, first possession of the fourth quarter, Jimmy Gibbs with a 13-yard rush, 6 plays, 59 yards, 24-9 Lions. And if you didn't think it was over then, you should have known it was over when he got in the end zone for count 'em, 4th time. Again, 4-yard rush. Touchdown, Jameer Gibbs. 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. 31 to no tugs to be found. 9 by the Vikings. Just total domination by the defense. Continued on. 6 points in the first half, 3 points in the second half. What more can you ask for? Again, offense rolled in the second half like we need him to with your boy and my boy. And we just took it to them. They had no answer. And again, more red zone stops. I think, they just turn over on downs. Sam Darnold couldn't hit TJ Hawkinson wide open up the middle for a seam that would have been like a touchdown. Like, they couldn't do anything right because they were so intimidated. They were seeing the ghosts of Aaron Gray.
Absolutely. So Choppy Chop has effectively blown through the rest of the game. He did not let me do the gimmickry anymore. My favorite part about the Jahmyr Gibbs gimmick are the people that either call up the hotline, tweet me out, DM me, and they try to do the gimmick, but they can't. It's only like 4 words, but they're like multi-positional. It's just like, no. Or they'll just put like half a word and then just go to the elites. It's like, no, it's got to be the in that order. Multi-dimensional. Listen to Brad, always open for business homes. Multi-dimensional, positionless. Wait for it. Elite weapon. It's got to be done that way. And Choppy, I love how you keep doing the Jahmyr Gibbs because, like, as much as we do the same voice here on this show, like, I swear I'm just like, as he's scoring, I'm just doing that voice. Or if Big Denim makes a play, I'm just going to the voice going Big Denim. Like, it's just become a staple of the show, but it's funny regardless. And I'm just like, people ask me, I'm like, oh yeah, did you like Jahmyr Gibbs? Like, it's just incredible how we say it, how much fun we have. But yeah, man, the guy's elite, and 4 touchdowns is incredible. And I mean, I was saying this like before the game because everybody was talking so much noise, didn't know what we were gonna do.
The Rock says to all your candy asses, just bring it.
Oh my gosh! Just bring it to her!
New drop because we always just want everybody to bring it here on this show, but like here early in the second half, thank goodness I could take a breath. I knew that we had this, and it was just simply this easy dub for the line. I mean, I was actually glad because as hype as you were for this game, I didn't think I really wanted a late fourth quarter, Lions have to drive with everything on the line. It was just like kick my feet up. Easy dub, just soak it in, drink it in, another side of cornbread, and take what we deserve, man, which is the NFC North, the number 1 seed, and a bye week. Absolutely loved everything about it.
Yeah, one last thing before we move on from the game review, Okri, and something that I think that can't be understated, and I haven't really heard too many people talk about it, is Dan freaking Campbell was all in the head of Kevin O'Connell. Okay, Kevin O'Connell decided to go for it on 4th down 3 times, and they went 0 for 3. And you know who goes for it on 4th down, like, I don't know, all the time and gets it like 75% of the time? Dan freaking Campbell. Dan Campbell.
He doesn't give a crap, Choppy. I mean, you heard him, right?
All right.
That's right. He doesn't give a crap. But you know who should have gave a crap is Kevin O'Connell, because he didn't know what he was doing. Okay, you don't have Ben Genius dialing up plays to get you 4th downs when you need it. You went 0 for 3 on 4th downs, and there were and you left points on the board, by the way. Like, I'm not saying that made the difference of the game because, again, your quarterback Sam Darnold, remember that he used to play for the Jets and he was terrible, and he was been playing out of his mind this whole season. But like, Kevin O'Connell was. He went totally out of character. They do not go for it on 4th down often at all. They have not done it all year. But he felt the pressure that Dan freaking Campbell puts on guys to, maybe, he does it. Well, maybe we can do it. No. You shouldn't have even done it. But you know what? I'm glad you did because it didn't work. So, again, I know you love this word. Kudos to Dan Campbell for winning the mind games over Kevin O'Connell. Okay, maybe somebody heard all the boola about Kevin O'Connell for Coach of the Year over Dan freaking Campbell. Again, more nonsense. But don't underestimate the fact that we won the mental game, we won the physical game. Oh yeah, and we just won the game by the score too.
Yep, no doubt. The last thing I want to say is what you hit on right in the beginning is you said, like, the minute I saw Sam Darnold, I literally said out loud, he's not ready. He's not ready. He did not look confident. He didn't look like he was ready to go. He looked like a yes man that was trying to talk himself into he was ready. Same with their head coach. He was trying to bow up, be an alpha male like our guy. He doesn't lift weights. He doesn't have the moxie. Definitely doesn't have the onions that Dan freaking Campbell has. So he did get totally out of his game. He got out coached. He got out alphaed. And like at the end of the day, what's crazy too, you said earlier, is like, when did we expect this? I was so used to every year, like crazy wins, horrible losses, a lot more horrible losses than crazy wins, but it was just a roller coaster. Now we just come into these big games ultra confident, and then we still go out and play alpha football, which is we go for it on fourth. We out scheme you. We outthink you. Oh, by the way, we have better players than you. Oh, we're more physical than you. It's a beautiful thing to watch. So 15 DUBSKIs, not all easy dubs, but lots of them were. And like, what a season, man. What a season from top to bottom. So, hey, Choppy, what a game. What a review. We spent a little more time, but that one's well worth it because, in case you didn't know, we don't have a game to preview because we got a bye week. So anything you want to get into before we get our great sponsors in here? I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody because I know we've been loading up these shows with the sponsors, but man, does it help out the show. Gets us all over the place. It makes it, so awesome for us to do it. And like the people have just been drinking it in and working their way through that. And like I said, I listen to so many pods that have a whole bunch of ads in the beginning, the middle, the end. Skip through them, do whatever you got to do, but it really helps us out. And it's been great loading those up and doing the show, and the listenership's awesome. So thank everybody.
Yeah, thanks to the people, serving that Kool-Aid. It's been a great run with the pod, but like these last 2 years have just been so much fun. Like to come on, to talk Lions, to get the hope, but it's not even like false hope or like, because again, when the team was what they were, you're like, well, I'm a fan and I'm hopeful. This is our year, but like, there's probably that little voice in the back of your head that go like, okay, it's probably not our year, but I think we can do it. But yeah, okay. Now it's like, beyond that, it's like hope, but now it's this like ultra confidence. Like I can never remember a time feeling like we're just gonna win every game. I mean, I slightly foolishly predicted us to go 17-0 at some point, but but it's how you feel. Like you know that Dan Campbell's going to be ready. You know that this offense is going to be ready. And if one of the phases of the game falters, everyone else is ready. So like, thank you to the Lions for a fantastic season. Thank you to the fans. Thank you to my girl, Sheila, the Hamp, for putting this whole thing together 4 years ago. Just a great culmination of it, and it's not over yet, baby. It's not over yet.
Not at all, man. And you kind of said it more than me a couple weeks ago because I was just worried about the depth, but it kind of doesn't matter who we have out there with this type of mentality. We're gonna get rested up, a few bodies back. I like some of the matchups. Let's go ahead and take a break, get our great sponsors in, and then we might as well come back and talk about injury updates. I'm sure we've got some what ifs of who we might play and how that might go down, and so much other great things to talk about for the Detroit Lions. Everybody, please listen to those sponsors. You can skip if you want to, but all of it really helps us out. And thank you so much for drinking that Kool-Aid, supporting this football team, having a double-sided cornbread, listening to our gimmicks, listening to us have fun. And everybody, be right back. All right, everybody. This goes out to my fantasy football fans out there. Now, you probably heard about Reality Sports Online, the most powerful fantasy sports platform where owners can build and manage their fantasy team like a real NFL general manager. But the question is, have you tried it? We're talking free agency, multi-year contracts, rookie drafts, multi-team trades. You can put franchise tags on guys. It's as close as you're going to get to being an NFL GM. But do you think it sounds complicated? It's not. I'm here to tell you it's the best thing about Reality Sports Online is it's just more fun than your normal fantasy league, but it doesn't take barely any more time. After all this, are you still not sure? Come on now. You can test your general manager skills by going over to Reality Sports Online, call it RSO, please go check out realitysportsonline.com right now. Kool-Aid drinkers are back. Thank you so much for listening to the show, sharing the show, checking out the show. Hit me up on Twitter at Derek Oaker. You can find Chops. He's at Chops in the D. Love all that stuff. Love when you do the gimmicks. You guys see, I love being at the games and whatnot, but I swear, if I have the time and the ability, it's been real fun to just have the old, I got to put the phone on Do Not Disturb because I get I'm usually on the streaming, so I get updates before they happen. I get 80 million people hitting me up. I gotta admit, a lot of people hit me up, especially back in the day when things go wrong. When things are going great and we're scoring a bunch of touchdowns and winning games, I don't get as many in-game tweets because people don't have anything to complain about. But I love grabbing the old phone, hitting the Twitterverse, and dropping a hashtag Sammy Biscuits, or talking about the Laporta supporters, or maybe I don't know, hitting them with a hashtag Okrilaki, or maybe I'll say woo-wee sometimes, or I don't know, who knows. I'll do gimmick infringement. I don't give a crap, just like Dan Campbell. I mean, we know he doesn't care.
All right.
Exactly, Dan Campbell.
And I don't give a crap.
So Chops, let's get into it, man. We got injuries, we've got updates. Everybody knows we love the people. I won't even play the drop. What do we got going on trying to get right for playoffs? All roads go through Detroit, as your girl Sheila the Hamp told us, a year, 2 years ago, whatever it was. She stood at the podium, supported our team, and then when we won the game in Green Bay, she said all roads need to go through Detroit. Well, now they do. So very exciting things on the horizon, both this year and for future years. I mean, this isn't a one and done. This isn't a fly-by-night. This isn't a, TBD if you ask me. We'll see. I hope they play well. This is a team that's rolling right now that is invincible, and could you imagine if we had all our bodies ready to go and our ballers out there?
Okay, yeah, you're so much to touch on there because, I think it's important to note that you hit it right on the head. This is not a one and done. This is not like all the stars had to align and everything was perfect and we made it to the Super Bowl. No, this is like half of our defense is on IR, but guys are stepping up. Everyone believes the offense is clicking. This is a sustainable model. We are, I think, the second or third youngest team in the NFL across the board. We've got a quarterback that's just locked in and locked up for years. We got amazing running backs, wide receivers up the wazoo. We're rolling. So, and again, we got the best GM, Brad, always open for business, Holmes, who's ready to draft us a whole another class of starters on defense, on offense. It doesn't matter. So, ladies and gentlemen, just enjoy the ride. Let's talk a little bit about, man, and again, I could just go on and on and on about how great the season was. I mean, I got stats up the wazoo about how we were the highest scoring team in the NFL, the highest point differential, but I will bore the people with all these amazing stats, particularly about a JG16 and his 4,600 yards and, 37 tugs. Anyway, I won't bore the people about that.
Wow.
Anyhow, let's talk about some injury news and notes. This game, man, we had a bit of a scare with Terrion Arnold going down. Of course, we were just we were so enamored with the job that Amik was doing on JJ there, and then Terrion goes down, and man, the rookie came in and or no, was it Vildor? Vildor came in and filled in for a little while there, but it sounds like we avoided a big scare with Terrion Arnold. From what I can gather, he is going to be good to go for the next round. So that's a big one for the defense. Another guy got nicked up there. Zeitler missed a little bit, but he should be good to go. The big news, Okra, you talked about the show. I'm not going to steal your gimmick, but I'm going to let you know the word on the street is that D-Money is actually going to be ready to go for the divisional round. Can you believe it?
I mean, faux show. Let's go, Demo is back. Everybody knows it's Demo. It's Demo, right?
Multiple skulls.
I want to circle back. So we like to have fun and just not do the same old takes, same old opinions. I need your opinion on this, Chops. Has Terrion Arnold earned a nickname this year with his play, with his swagger? We have TA, we have Sub-Zero. I've called him Carry On Terrion. We've got other options out there, or is it TBD? Do we need to see a few things? I don't know. Maybe get his hands on a football for once, need a turnover, or I mean, we like the rookie, but has he earned a gimmick name, or is that still in the waiting? What do you think?
I think the gimmickry is going to be held off on TA for now. He does deserve a nickname, but again, maybe he was getting a little handsy early on, getting a lot of flags. So I was thinking about something like maybe but again, he's a lockdown guy. He's physical, and I think he doesn't get the respect of the refs yet because of his rookie season. But
yeah.
I like his style. I like what he's been doing. He's stepped up, right? Like, we've had injuries there, and he's been put into a really tough spot that most rookies don't just get thrown into. So I don't have a specific nickname for him yet. I'm going to start thinking about one, though, because this guy's going to be shut down for a while.
All right. I'm pretty sure Chop's going to come back with something that's at least a sentence and a half long, or a fragment of some sort that needs to
5 word minimum.
Most of the others.
5 word minimum. Yeah.
But there's definitely options. You can go back to the Alabama. We could probably come up with some things. He had the funny bit about the winter coat. We got just the swagger that this kid has. I mean, the green mouthpiece. I mean, there's lots to maybe work off. Sub-Zero just doesn't do it for me, even though maybe we can work on the number too and get him a number other than the big goose egg, which I hate and other people think is swaggy for some reason. But I do like how he's played, so I'm defaulting to TA right now. Here's another pet peeve of mine, Chops. People that think you can just give everybody nicknames based on their first and last initial. Like, TA sounds pretty cool. There was an old wrestler back in the day. MJ is fine. Some of these other ones work, but we can't just give everybody a 2-letter nickname based on their first and last name. That just doesn't work. I'm not going to go up to you and call you BN. It just doesn't work. No good. So that's first and foremost, but TA works enough for me. And I've liked how he's played. I was really bummed when I saw him go down. I think I texted you and a few other people and this isn't like me to be. This was a little Eeyore. This was a little Sky is Falling, because I was pretty sure he was done.
I was going to let it slide, but you
done for the years. What it looked like, he was basically crying, it felt like, and he was booted up and carted off. But sure enough, it's reported today as foot contusion. I don't know if TA had a little issue there and was a little more hurt than he thought, or maybe a little drama there. I'm not sure, but I was so happy to hear he's going to be okay. I mean, we all know that I love Demo. I mean, everybody knows that. Faux show. And then Kevin Zeitler to me was a tough one, because that's a big dude and he's played really good football. He's not the youngest cat, and when he came up with that grabbing at his hammy, I mean, as much as I like Chris Mahogany, my boy, by the way, from the draft, we need Zeitler in there to do some things. So I thought that was good. Chops, I want to bring up an injury that no one's talking about, that no one gives a crap about. I mean, I would play the drop, but I know Dan Campbell cares about this. Do you want to hear this? You want to know?
Yeah, who are you talking about, Oak Tree?
Choppy Chop. I think Ennis the Menace, Ennis Rakestraw, is a very big injury. We've barely seen anything from this kid. Even when he's healthy, he wasn't getting any PT. Chops, I don't know if you're aware, but we took this guy in the top of the second round, kind of in that top, middle, whatever it ended up being. And this was a first-round type prospect. This was a guy we had mocked to the Lions. This was a guy that I remember you were very supportive when they picked him, even though it was a double dip on corners. And people now are just acting like he's a nothing, a nobody, a guy that can't play. And I don't think that's true at all. I think that if he's put in a position and needed, he's an upgrade from Kendall Vildor. He's an upgrade from other guys that we've taken from safety or nickel to put out to the outside. Other than my boy Brian Branch, so it's like, instead of moving all these chess pieces around, like, I'd kind of love it if Ennis could get in there and be a menace and start doing some things for this team. And even if he's just a good depth player, I'm not writing this kid off by any means, and I think he'd come in and help us out of nowhere, and people would be like excited about him again.
This is one of the moments where if we were on YouTube, if we were on the video, I would literally turn my camera around and show you my video screen that has highlighted in bright yellow, rake straw, back for the NFC Championship game. Don't sleep on it. Like, you took the words right out of my mouth, because with Terrion being back, that's huge, but we learned today that the Carlton will not be back. He is done for the year. And Rakestraw has an opportunity, like you said, Ennis the Menace has an opportunity there to get some quality time, to get some meaningful snaps out there. If because again, if Terrion isn't 100%, he can't be out there all the time. My boy Brian Branch is going to be out there as much as he can. Amik Robertson is ready to shut down any weapon that we put across from him. But Ennis could definitely get some meaningful snaps in these next 2 games up into the Super Bowl. So don't sleep on him. I hear rumor innuendo back, not this week, but the following week. Another one to touch on. We know Derek Barnes is not going to be back either, but Okri. This is the one that I thought you were going to drop the drop on. Dan Campbell. He's so TBD if you ask me, but we'll wait and see. Room innuendo. Are we going to get to see Hutch unleashed in the Super Bowl?
Unleash Hutch.
I'm surprised you went there, because everybody, the people, I mean, they know we love Hutch on the show. I mean, we have not only gimmick drops, he has music as he gets after the quarterback. And like Hutch said, he'll be ready if they get there. And it was awesome to see him on the sideline getting hype. But it's weird how like now, not only Dan freaking Campbell, but like all the media personnel is like, he won't be back. We'll get him next year. It's like, to me, I felt the other way. I was kind of like, he said if we make it, he'll be ready. He was standing, he was flexing, he was engaged with his teammates, he looked good. Like, why not? So I think Dan Campbell is slow playing people, acting like, it's a season ender. Like, I wouldn't count him. Don't even worry about it. And then, yeah, I mean, if we're playing in New Orleans, I feel like 9-7's putting his jersey on and giving us what he's got for sure.
Okri, he's got exactly 4 weeks still to heal and recover before the Super Bowl. Like, I am not sleeping on this. I think you're right. You hit it again. Lots of people just dismissing it, like not even playing a factor in their head. But I am telling you, this kid, he's something else. He is a beast. Like some of these workout videos that he's putting in, like he's already, putting pressure, working out in the tank, like doing all this stuff, man. Like he is going to do everything in his power. I don't care if you have to duct tape his leg. He's going to do everything he can to get out there. Like if Enzo can go out there with his arms sliced open, I don't know if you guys saw the picture of that, with this, bionic arm. You're telling me the Hutch is not going to find a way to get some kind of piece of equipment to put some bionic knee action going on and get out there for the Super Bowl. I'm telling you, people, don't sleep on it, because I think it's going to happen.
Chops, like every time you talk, I have like 18 million things that remind me of that I want to get to. First of all, like you brought up Fabio earlier. I can't believe I didn't shout him out, because early on when he came here, it was like ho-hum, and then they re-signed him, and I may or may not have had a rant about why and for how much, but like that guy played so damn well. He just looked like he had not missed a step. He was great in coverage. He was all over the field. He was calming in. Like, what an amazing player that he's been in Detroit. And to get him back, and his mentality and his toughness is incredible. So I got to hit on that. The other thing I want to circle back to is you mentioned this guy.
It's not unusual to
You mentioned
Promise me we could go the rest of the season without that drop. Promise me.
You mentioned the Carlton, who, like, I wasn't that happy when we gave up a 3rd rounder, and then he comes here in an absolute DAWG. He takes no bleep from anybody. He goes and covers everyone. He tackles. Was great this year. Absolutely tremendous. Like, why did you write him off, and why is Dan Campbell all of a sudden saying this guy's not coming back? Like, last time I checked, he has a busted jaw. Like, can we not get him, like, Sam's Club orders of applesauce and soups and, you know, wire it shut, put his helmet on, and go say cover WR1 on the other team? Like, I was very disappointed to hear that he's pretty much been said now of not coming back at all this year. It's like, if anybody should be coming back by the NFC Championship, it should be the Carlton, in my opinion. But hey, I'm not a doctor. I don't know all the issues, but it seems like wire it, get him some grub, let him in meetings, put his helmet on, let's go. But
real quick, two things on that. One, he's not a hockey player, so you don't. True. These guys, get their jaws wired shut, 400 stitches in their face, and then they're out there. So he's not playing #choppy hockey. First of all,
that's true.
But second of all, I have heard that there's a little bit more than just his jaw. Again, don't quote me on this, but I heard there was some head injury related things going on as well, and they were just like shutting him down because it wasn't worth the risk with some of his head stuff going on. So again, rumor innuendo, not a #choppy market or quote the chopster or anything like that, but I may or may not have heard that there were some other things going on other than just the jaw. So but I will say this, okay, before we move on. I actually would be in favor of re-signing him. I hear that there's some talk about that already. So I'd love to see them run it back with him and keep this secondary unit intact for next year.
Okay, real quick, can you do a #choppy sources in that funny voice that you do?
Oh, which funny voice? You're gonna have to be way more specific than that. I got like so many of them.
Just pretend it's the choppy likey voice that you do at the end of your actual takes when you actually do a solo portion. But dude, choppy sources.
Are you talking about the #choppy sources? Is that one that you're looking for?
No, the slow, funny one that kind of is creepy and weird but funny.
#choppy sources.
I don't know. That still wasn't what I was looking for, but that needs to be a hashtag.
I got too many weird voices, buddy. Like,
I know.
Ask my kids. They're always like, "Hey, do the Kermit the Frog. Hey, do the this, do the that." Yeah, I got too many funny voices. Again, I got to give this one a shout out to Stash Leader. I'm on road. They like that one a lot right now. So.
I was gonna say, I could tell you were working on that when you did your solo. What'd you do? A whole 4 minutes for me. Really helped me out last week, buddy.
2 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah.
But when you dropped that was like, hey, Chops has been working on this with his kids in the shower. You can tell that you're trying to get it. Still not, Stash quality.
I'm on run.
Well, you're getting there slowly but surely, I must admit. What else you mentioned? You mentioned something. Oh yeah, about people coming out and saying Hutch isn't going to do this or that. Like, it's those same idiots I talked about last week. I called them out by name. I did like a 10-minute rant. I'm not going to get back into it. I hate to even be rude to these people because that's not like me. But the same people that are just writing Hutch off or saying, why would you play him? He might get hurt again. Are those same jamokes that were saying, like, why play anybody against San Francisco? Why do this? This could happen. Maybe this. What if the sky falls? What if I don't get up tomorrow? What if a bus hits me? Like, all this boola that is just for losers and people that wait until stuff happens and then tells you I told you so when they didn't say anything of the sort. So those are the people that don't think Hutch has a chance or want to put him in bubble wrap for 2 years because they're worried he might get hurt again. It's football, people. So as far as injuries go, Chops, like other than that, I mean, I think that we got to play with who we got. And as you said a couple weeks ago, it's proven to be right. Like, we lose Hutch, we won how many games in a row? Like 10 plus games, something like that, because we lost him in week 4 or 5. We lost one game. We lost a bunch of other players. We ripped off another games in a row to win the division, get the number 1 seed. So people just need to put all this injury stuff out of their head. We'll play with who we have. We'll do what we got to do. And what are you thinking about this playoff slate? Like, we get the lowest seed coming to us. Like, I mean, what's your bye-week plans getting ready for a division game at Ford Field?
I mean, again, is this the part where I just go, it doesn't matter who we play in the next round? Because it doesn't.
This
I mean,
big jabroni say
Something like that.
yeah, something like that. I don't have that voice down. I don't think anyone can mimic that voice like he does. But no, I mean, look,
what your name is.
there it is. Thank you, Rock. We got to get him on the show again. Was that the live version or was that the drop? I can't remember. But look, I'm looking at the rounds here, and you've got Eagles. No, let's see. You've got sorry, dude, I just lost the page here. So you've got, if we're strictly going with NFC, you've got the Eagles and the Packers. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Hurts. I don't know what's going on with Pickett. Like, I think the Eagles find a way to squeak that out. But I mean, again, they don't scare me at all. You got the Bucks and Commanders. Of course, the 10-7 Bucks hosting the 12-5 Commanders, again, because of these insane divisional standing rules. I actually think the Commanders are going to win that game, which means that we would play them because they're going to be the lowest seed that wins, in my opinion. And then you've got Rams, Vikings. I think the Vikings have been exposed. Sam Darnold is done with his, Superman season. It's over. The Rams are going to win. They got so many weapons. As much as I hate to I'm not even going to say his name, whatever. They're going to win, but they'll get smoked in the next round by the Eagles. So I've got the Eagles, the Commanders, and the Rams winning this weekend in the NFC, and that would match us up with Washington and Eagles with Rams. So that's kind of where I'm looking at for the next round. But again, it doesn't matter if I got to prepare for Washington, if I got to somehow prepare for the Rams, if I got to prepare for, I don't know. It doesn't matter. The pack, it doesn't matter. Like, you're coming to Ford Field and you're going to lose. We are winning the first round. All bets are off. It does not matter what the predictors are. Some jabronis are going to say, the Lions have shot their load. They're done. No, dude, they are not losing in the divisional round. It's not happening. So I don't care who we play. We're going to beat their asses.
All right. Well, I do care who we play. And, I'm basically different on almost all your takes there because I feel like our easiest matchup right now would be probably having the Cheddarheads come to Ford Field. I mean, they just lost Watson again. Imagine that. ACL, hamstring, whatever he did to his leg on another non-contact injury. That was a guy I actually liked in the draft. Hoped the Lions would get him, but thank goodness they didn't because he cannot stay on the football field. And to all you people listening out there, no, I do not want this guy coming to Ford Field again. I know we almost banned the drop, but no, we don't want him anywhere near Detroit. We don't want to deal with that again. Me and Chops already buried the old number 9 twice. Once in the playoffs, once in the regular season at tailgates and played the Undertaker music, so I don't want that to happen. Then you're saying Washington, I don't want Washington because Jaden Daniels is that dude. He's athletic, he's smart, he's swaggy, he's a leader. I mean, I don't love the rest of their team, but just with that guy at quarterback, he can kind of take over a game, which he did when I was playing Frank Ribble in the fantasy playoffs. 5 touchdowns, rushing, all this stuff he does. So I wouldn't like that. And I don't think the Eagles are going to be all banged up. I'm pretty sure Hurts will be ready to roll. Saquon Barkley will do what he does, which is anything he wants. Quadzilla. So if I had to pick, I'm probably either taking the Cheddarheads or, since I don't want Stafford to win, bring O'Connell and those wimps back here and we'll beat you a third time. We'll outthink you, we'll out-scheme you, we'll out-physical you, we'll do whatever we have to do and put a third easy dub on the Vikings. So those are my 2 choices, but I really don't want to see Washington and I don't want to see the blue and yellow coming into Ford Field again for another storyline for what if, this is, we're going to have to hear they're going to win just because we beat them multiple times. Now it's going to, it's no, that's not how it works. So that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't say that you didn't want to see Baker Mayfield come back to Ford Field for, I don't know, the 5th time in 2 years or whatever the heck it is, but for me, the Rams and the Bucks, been there, done that. We did that last season. It's we did it again this year. Whatever. And I agree. I think Jaden Daniels may end up being the best quarterback drafted in this draft this year. But that team is literally just him. Yeah, they got some weapons here and there, but no one on that squad is like, oh God, I got to really watch out for him. If Jaden Daniels goes out and scores, I don't know, like 30 points, we're just gonna put up 50. So whatever. Like, I don't have Washington doesn't scare me at all. So
Chops. Are you really gonna bring up Baker Mayfield and not like give me time? Or I'm actually happy you didn't give me time because it took me a while to find it, but you're not gonna let me play this.
I'm like, that's Baker Mayfield right there, Baker. Yeah. I just want to let you. He sucks. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Mark it down. It drives me freaking bonkers.
You're not gonna let me play those two classics when you bring him up.
Minutes to find it, so I was trying to get. Yeah.
Like this is a Lions pod, but we're talking about what ifs and maybes and opponents. Like, how lame was it to see them work so hard to get Mike Evans his 1,000 yards? They were throwing like a party, like they just won the whole thing, and I'm like, what a lame, like this guy. There's no chance the Lions would ever do that. What I say too the week before when they're lifting Sam Darnold on their shoulders, having a champagne bath, like who does that? And I had to hear like these jabrones, these jamokes, these Rudy Poos come on the radio and say, "Whoa, what culture by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Culture?" It was like the most selfish thing I've ever seen by Mike Evans, Baker Mayfield, that whole team. Embarrassing. Yeah, they should just. That's terrible.
It was absolutely
That's terrible.
Total. You're right, Charles. Total S show. Like no, like again, you brought up Minnesota celebrating like they actually won something. Like, what are you even doing? Like, you literally won nothing. I don't even understand what that celebration was about. Like, you clinched a playoff spot. Like, whoop-de-doo, Basil. Like, who cares? I didn't even understand it.
Yeah,
but that's what losers do, Okri. Losers celebrate things that don't even deserve being celebrated. So they came in here, and guess who got celebrated on all over the field? They did.
Here's the other quick side take. For all the people that love JMO, okay, yeah, we worked a little bit at the end to get JMO his 1,000 yards. Like, okay, a nice little notch on his belt. You know, we didn't go out of our way. We didn't talk about it for 8 weeks and make this big hula. Some people did in the media because that's all they can write about are like these little inconsequential numbers. Chops, are you with me that like we got to get over this 1,000 yards as some big marker? There's a whole extra game. I mean, I kind of wanted Saquon Barkley to go for the record, and part of me was going, Is it even a record when we have a full other game? Or who knows, some of these records that go back in the day, we playing 4 or 5 more games than the people that set the records. I mean, the numbers don't even make sense. You're the numbers guy. But I mean, I feel like people are like 1,000 yards divided by 18 or a 17 game season is what, like 60 yards a game, something like that.
Yeah, it's getting way out of hand. You know, again, some of these records were even set when they were only playing 15 games. So, and again, these people that are like, oh, well, you can't say you hate the Mike Evans thing, but then, tout JMO. JMO had 34 receiving yards. Like, it wasn't like we were like, oh my gosh, we got to get him a $120 to get him over 1,000. And I would say that they didn't specifically target him. They threw him the ball when he was open. Like, did you see those? It wasn't like they were trying to force him. Well, he's double covered. Get it to him. It was nothing like that at all. It was JMO's open, throw him the ball. Like,
and even when we got it to him at the end, did you see JMO like spike the ball, run off the field like he won the Super Bowl, have his teammates like carry him off in a chariot? No, he caught like a pass. He got the record. He went off to the sideline. He was done for the day. Like, I mean, that's what winners do. That's what we do now. No more of this. I mean, we're not gonna not get a guy something like what we do that for J. Ray a couple years ago, but we're not gonna throw a party about it. It's just doing right by the players and having the player know that they didn't, accomplish their ultimate goal. They just got a little extra check or something happened. So anyway, Choppy, we're going long as we do.
Yeah, I was just going to say, there's nothing wrong with the guy being happy about making a personal stat like that. That's fine, man. I have no problem. Hey, grab the game ball, walk away, whatever. That's cool. Or JG, someone else, kudos, high fives in the locker room. But like, you're not popping champagne and like, bringing in the dancers because we, bringing the streamers and all that crap. Like, you kidding me? Like, again, 1,000 yards. it is nice to have, the one thing I will say about 1,000 yards is it is nice to have multiple players on the team getting those kind of milestones, because it shows that the diversity of the team, the fact that we can attack you on the ground, we can attack you in the air, we've got 2 running backs with over 1,000 total yards, all purpose. We got 2 wide receivers. So it doesn't mean that we're a one pony show. Like, I can spread the ball around everywhere. We got, again, I haven't even dropped it yet. You've got the Laporta supporters who are hammering for Sammy Biscuits to get the ball. So the only thing that I will say is it's nice to have the ability to spread the ball around the field. That's the only thing about the feather in the cap about 1,000 yards. But again, the number itself, whatever, it's 17 games. And Okri, like you were just about to say before I cut you off again, we are going so long. But this is worth it because it's the week before the playoffs. The Lions are in. We're 15-2. We're kings in the North. We're the number 1 seed in the NFC. So we're going to go long, people. And you're going to have to listen to the Chopster talk a little more, brother. Brother.
Unbelievable. I mean, we could be the Vikings and do that, like when they just won some games not knowing they had to come to Ford Field just to get beat down by the Lions for an easy dub. I mean, how'd that work out for you, Sam Darnold? Exactly. Or we could be like the multi-dimensional positionless elite weapon and not even know that you were the touchdown king and you broke all these Lions record. You don't even know because you don't care. You care about team dubs, team success, and that's exactly what this football team has done. Super great season. Lots of exciting things ahead. Excited for whoever they match up against. Ford Field is going to be crazy. No reason we can't win that. I'd love to see who we get in the NFC Championship. I think we have a drop for whoever it is.
The Rock says to all your candy asses, just bring it.
Just bring it, whoever it is. Choppy chop. That's what we got. Everybody, we'll catch you next time right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast. Take care, everybody. We're out.
So much time between Lions football. What are we going to do? Drink it in, man.
Drink it in, man.
Pack the bag, start the plane. This game is over. It is over. What a comeback by the Lions.
Drink it in, man.